Hello, teachers, colleagues, and fellow administrators. The following is an EdTech seminar that will give you a brief understanding of the tools that are used in the classroom. The following is a brief seminar that will give you some understanding of some of the tools that I believe should be implemented by the school board and how they can be integrated. I will also address the benefits that these tools provide and how they can enhance the learning process for students. Now I will go directly in to the specifics of the tools that I'm going to show you today. The first tool that I will discuss is one of my personal favorites, Kahoot. Kahoot is a great tool because it can be used for formative and summative assessments, and students just absolutely love it. Another similar learning application is Blooket. From my personal observation, some of the younger students really enjoy Blooket, and I have even seen them initiate the game and want to actually, play this and actively be involved in the process. The other subject or that I'm going to discuss today is gamification. Gamification is when we take the learning process and we create a more engaging make it more engaging through the gamification process. A great example of this is Minecraft. It's recently gained a lot of popularity, and Minecraft education is, in my opinion, a pretty good learning tool. There's also iReady Reading, which I've personally seen students really get excited about, as well as iReady Math. iReady Math is great because they're playing these games and they don't even realize that they're learning at the same time. So it's wonderful. Infinite Craft is another one I haven't had a lot of personal experience with, but students have told me, and I've seen them playing it, and I know that they enjoy it. Sprunky Incredibox is one that it's for the creation of music. Now, this is one that I definitely would want to have approval for to make sure that teachers and parents are okay with their students using Sprunky. But I personally see it as a great way to teach music and enhance creativity. The other area that I will talk about today are learning platforms such as Canva, YouTube, Zoom, and Nearpod, all of which we're very familiar with. These are tools that we can use to interface and to create meetings and also to load our information and make any types of enhancements or changes that we need to do. And it allows for that seamless process. The other program that I'm going to talk about today is Google. Google has a lot, and we could have a whole new seminar just about Google, but Google involves Google Classroom, Google Docs, Google Earth, and Google Slides. Now, Google Earth is one of my personal favorites because teachers can use this to create projects. Students can, learn about different, diverse regions, and you can incorporate it into a really fun project. So Google Earth is a fantastic tool that I think all teachers should, spend some time with. And the district should definitely look into implementing this tool in the curriculum with greater frequency. Some additional tools that I would like to talk about today are, simple tools such as text to speech, Castify, also, books that are, available for in Braille for the visually impaired, and also flip books, which I personally enjoy because they have the clicking sound that keep the students engaged, and then they could just go between the different pages, and it creates a little bit more of an interesting experience for our learners. And the next thing I'm going to speak about is blended and flipped classrooms. That's one of the big things that's a lot of we're hearing a lot about these days. And in a nutshell, what a flipped classroom is you are providing your students with the information so they can review it at home, and then when they get to the lecture, they can spend the time. You could spend the time answering questions rather than just lecturing to them in a boring fashion in front of the classroom there with a chalkboard. So those are some of the the ways that we could interface with our students, and also provide them some more interesting ways to receive that information. And one other thing that I'd like to discuss is how the importance of common sense. Common sense could not be stressed enough. A lot of times just observing our students, seeing what they enjoy, will allow us to make changes to our curriculum, and really refine it so we can get that proper blend, so to speak. Some additional tools that are great for engagement are Poll Anywhere. That allows students to kind of give you their input, and you could see who likes what, and that's how you could start implementing certain learning tools. Also, the Triple E framework is a great tool because we can use that to sift through the junk that's out there, and really find out where the good learning tools are. And that's how we're that's when our rubric comes into play. And we've also had an opportunity to develop some of our rubric in the course, and that is something that we can all do. We can develop our own proper rubric and determine what software we would like to implement into our classrooms. So, like I said before, common sense is one of the best tools. And if you're not sure about a certain tool, definitely make sure you are getting approval before you are implementing it. So, due diligence is always our best friend. As far as the financial impact of my tools, most of the tools that I'll be implementing and that I refer or recommend are free tools that are accessible to all learners. There might be a few that require payment, but those are definitely not the norm. And when we're talking about digital concerns, this is the last area that we're gonna discuss. This is where we need to use common sense as well. As educators, we need to implement protocols and routines that are followed so passwords are protected. We'll talk about two-factor authentication and strong passwords so that the information is not compromised, and we definitely avoid any type of data breaches. So we definitely need to make sure that we're on the same page when safety is concerned. So that is my speech for today. That's all I have to talk about in today's seminar. I hope you enjoyed our time together, and have yourselves a great afternoon. Thank you. Goodbye.